first title is obedience versus disobedience. What is the key factor for fruitful life? Okay. Let's read today's Bible, 1 Kings chapter 16, verses 29 to 31. Let's read it together. In the 38 years of Asa, king of Judah, Ahab, son of Omri, became king of Israel, and he reigned in Samaria over Israel 22 years. Ahab, son of Omri, did more evil in the eyes of the Lord than any of those before him. He not only considered it trivial to commit the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, but he also married Zerah, king of the Sidonians, and began to serve Baal and worship him. Okay, let's read 1 Kings chapter 17, okay, verse 1. Now Eliam the Tishbite from Tishbe in Gilead said to Ahab, "As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew or rain in the next few years except at my word." So this is about the story and Eliam and Ahab's story. So you can see Eliam represent obedience to God, and Ahab represent the disobedience, okay, to God. So I want to share what is the final result their lives. So the story is like that. So the first thing you can see, the Eliam prophesied about a great drought. Okay, so few years looks like 2 years. So, and then he declared, right? So I can explain. So Elijah and Ahab met, and then he declares, "In few years there is no dew and the rains because of your sins. So you need to repent." But the Ahab didn't listen to the Elias message, right? So what was the result? 2 years the drought. Okay. So you can see. What do you think? What is wisdom? How can define the wisdom? You know the story of the Solomon. In his dream, the God appeared to him. Okay, and then he asked, "What do you want? I can give anything you want." So, what was his response? Do you remember? Wisdom. In the Bible, saying, "I want the ability to listen to you." So the wisdom means listen to the God's words. Okay, that is wisdom. However, the Ahab didn't listen to God's words through Eliam, right? So as a result, drought in Israel. So you can see Isabel and this Ahab. And then the Ahab, he tried to kill him, and then he ran away. So actually he ran away. Some valley, he was tired. He spent his energy, right? At the moment, the Laban, the birds, right? Laban, kamagi, right, in Korean. He brought some food to eat, right? And also he in front of him there is some water springs, water flowing, okay? And then he got strength, and then he moved to the Jeroboam, the widow's house. You can see Jeroboam. So one widow, the woman without the husband, and his small little son. Okay. So during the drought, Israel people and other people struggled with some drought because there is no enough water and food, right? So in the same way, actually, this widow Zarephath, she had a small some flour and the oil. 밀가루와 이제 오일이 조금만 있었죠. So that is just for one dinner, just one dinner. But Eliah arrived here and asked the Zarephath, could you serve me to bake some bread for me? But she listened to his word and then she served. So strangely, 2 years, the jar, small little, some container having the flour, and the jug is a small bottle having the oil. So it generates not abundant, enough every day, such as manna. You know the story of manna, right? So God allowed this small little bottle and a little container generate new flour to bake the bread, and also generate the oil to make the bread, right? Every day. So this story say that every hour bread, our something to need. So all of you guys are the PhD student and the master degree student. So could you raise hand the PhD student? Raise your hand, PhD. Oh, so many, more than two-thirds are PhD. Master degree student. Master degree, just 1, 2. So majority of the students are PhD and also the master, right? So what do you want every day? Good data to publish good paper, right? So we require the wisdom, right, to produce the right paper. So when I a PhD student, actually I prayed every day when I working for new subject. So I prayed for some wisdom. Please give me good idea. So I prayed. So are you doing the same thing every day? I believe, right? So you every day early morning come here to pray. So eventually, the God responded to my prayer request, and then I became the professor, right? So I came here, right? So I have experience. So I recommend you guys pray for the wisdom and good idea. So God already listened to you, okay? And then 2 years later, God told him to go Ahab, okay? And then Ahab. So at that time, the Ahab and Isabel and the Israel people worshipped the Baal and Asherah, right? So Baal, Asherah is the first the god, okay? And then Eliah asked gathered many prophets for the Baal and Asherah, right? Almost the 800 people, right? 850 the prophets gathered. And then Eliah suggests the contest. Who is the real God? So prepare for some altar and some offerings, 2 oxens, okay? And then they put the 2 big the bottles and the waters, okay? So you can see. So here's the waters, okay? And then here the prophets, priests for a bar. So they contest who will giving the fire from the heaven. And then actually, can you guess who won this contest? Elijah, right? Elijah. So at first time, the prophets for Baal, they prayed almost one day, there is no response, and they try to harm his the body, they shed his blood, right? But there is no response. So Elijah saying, your God is sleeping or went to somewhere to play something. There is no response. The first prophets cried out, but there is no response. And then Elijah, he answered, I will show you the Lord God is a real God. He prayed, Lord, testifies yourself. At the moment, the big fire is you can see thrown from the heaven, okay? As soon as, right, immediately. And then you can see the fire and they burn out two oxens, right? So you can see just one the flash from heaven by chance, it cannot burn out the offerings, right? So it indicates God is a real Lord, okay? So eventually, Elijah won, and then at the moment you can see many Israel people gathered, and then Elijah said, kill this the prophets, and they killed, right? However, the Isabel and Ahab, right? Isabel especially told, I will kill Ahab, okay? And then Elijah, even though he won this contest, he prayed, and he ran away to Horeb. So, and then Horeb, he also, you can see, he slept because he ran out, okay? And then he slept, so the angels visit him and they gave some the food, okay? So he got his strength, and he alive at the mountain Horeb. The mountain Horeb is the God mountain, right? And then Mount Horeb, some strange things happen, which means in front of him, a big mountain here. So all of a sudden, there is an earthquake. So it divides the mountain into pieces. After that, big fire happened. Okay, big fire. After that, some wind. Actually, that is the voice of God. And the voice of God is very small. Okay, so you can imagine when you're living in your life, especially you are studying your PhD. Okay, so actually you pray for something, right? But such kind of events, such as some division of the mountain, of earthquake, fire, but the important thing is God is always telling you small voice, so you can feel His voice. And then Elijah recognized this is the voice from God. And then God encouraged him in the same way encouraged you guys. Okay, and then he mentioned that Elijah actually argued, I am the only person against Ahab and Isabel, but God saying more than some thousand people is actually not bound to the bar, right? So which means many people, you're some parallels, right? So in the same way, we gathered here to serve the God, and we can encourage each other. So God is the Holy Spirit also surrounding us, also within the body, your spirit, okay? And then encourage it. So we pray for each other, and then especially you requires wisdom and some good health. and God promised, right? So because you can say Matthew chapter 16, he said, "Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, then all of these things will be given to as well." Which means God is already prepared for your papers. It is good news, right? God already prepared your paper in heaven. Okay, but you just the working hard. Okay, so according to the timeline set by the God, you can publish paper. Okay, the most important thing is the relationship between you and God. Okay, that is the most important. So according to his timeline, you are became pretty mature to work for his gospel and his good news. You can graduate. Okay. So after that event, God used some external factor, such as Ben-Hadad is the king of Syria, right? So the Ahab didn't listen to the God's voice. That's why God generate the new power. Okay, the Ben-Hadad, he attacked Samaria. Samaria is the capital city in Israel, northern Israel, right? So you can see many people attacked. So the soldier of northern Israel cannot defend these people because the number of the soldier is more than 10 times. Okay, cannot defend. Okay, but God gave some good situation, which means Ben-Hadad he drunk because he was proud. He's the neighbor, his fellow kings and the strong army. He just drank. At the moment, God gave some strategy to the Ahab's, the general soldier, and then attacked. And then eventually, Ben-Hadad he forgave, right? And then asked to save me. Okay. So eventually, you can see God helped the Ahab to overcome this challenge. Okay. So you can see when you away from God's words in your life, sometimes God makes some unexpected things, some challenges for your life, which indicates God He has some concern about you. So in that case, you can look back your life. If you have something to repent, you have to repent, and then you come back to the God's way. So the Ahab he overcome the challenge. Some years later, he looked around his castle. There is the vineyard. Okay, the vineyard owned by the Naboth. Okay, so this vineyard looks wonderful to Ahab. Okay, so and then he came to Naboth and he asked, "I want to buy the vineyard," but he refused because this vineyard is transferred for his ancestor. I cannot sell my ancestor land to other people. He refused politely. But he came back at his kingdom, his castle. He was sad, right? And the Isabel queen asked what was the problem, and then he told the story, and then she gave good idea. She wrote some letter and sent to this letter to the elders, and then two long testifier, and then testifies falsely, which means the Naboth he told about something wrong the God and King Ahab, right? And then the people and other people stoned. Okay. eventually he killed. So God was very angry, and then he said to the prophet, so you will be killed because of your sin. At the moment, Ahab, he repent. Please forgive my sin. And then you can see in the Bible, God forgave. So in your life, you can live. Okay, I believe you. So which means God gave another opportunity to repent. Eventually, Ahab didn't listen to God's the words. Eventually, he will die. Which means sometime later, the Judah, the king, the Josaphat, visited to him, and he told we needed to get back the Namos, the Gilead. This is the land belonged to our ancestor, right? And then they gathered the army and then tried to attack the Syria, the Ben-Had. And then before that, according to the custom, they asked the prophet to get what God's opinion. Okay, so first the prophets prophesied, you can go and you can take over because God gave this land to you already. But the Judah king, the Josaphat, told, is there any other prophet? And then Ahab told there is Micaiah, there is some prophet, but he is not good prophet. Already against me. And then he brought the Micaiah, and Micaiah and then came to the king. And then at first time he prophesied personally, you can go and you can take over. And then Ahab told Micaiah, are you sure? Please tell the truth. And then Ahab, he tried to listen to the truth, and the Micaiah prophet told, if you go, you'll die. Please don't go there. But he's seen already occupied the king Ahab's mind, why he decided to go. And then they attacked Syria. So so they have some strategy. The Judah king, he tried to dress some king, and Ahab just dresses the regular soldier, right? And then the officers, okay, higher ranked the soldier, tried to kill the leader of the Israel army, right? Tried to kill the Ahab, but they recognize that person is not Ahab because the Josaphat screamed in some the dialect of the Judah, right? So they recognize this is not Israel spoken language, right? And then all of a sudden, the Syrian soldier thrown the arrow, right? Arrow is flying randomly, and it hit the Ahab's, okay, between the breast, okay, the protector. There is some gap, protector and other joint. He wounded, okay, and then several hours in daytime, the fighting was very severe. Eventually, the Ahab died, and then it brought to some water, some fountain, and then it is cleaned, and then some dog and then came and then ate his blood. Okay, so according to the prophets prophesied some years before, right? So you can see two kingdoms, Israel and Judah. In the history of Israel, many people, Israel, didn't listen to God. That's why their lifetime, the kingship is very short, 2, 3, sometimes, many times. Ahab case, almost 20 years, right? And Judah case, many king followed God's words. That's why Judah relatively peaceful. Okay. So you can see this is Samaria, the capital of the kingdom of Israel, and Jerusalem is the capital of Judah, right? So during this story, you can see God gave many chances, right, to repent. But Ahab didn't listen to. God was generous. He always tried to give opportunity. In the same way, we are living our life, right? So God, sometimes we make some mistake, right? And then we can repent. God's the intention is we have to repent, and then we go back to the gods. Okay. So I want to share from today's sermon what is the way to reach fruitful life. Okay. So let's read Philippians New Testament, right? So Philippians chapter 2 verse 6. Let's read together. Who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. So what is the story? The Jesus Christ story. He humbled himself to the death on cross, right? Even though we can see in the Bible, the Genesis and the, John mentioned that Jesus is words. The God created the universe with word. The word means Jesus Christ. Okay, Jesus Christ eventually he created the universe. He created the human and earth, everything. Okay, but he came to earth to save you and me. And then he crucified, he died on the cross, and then he resurrected to show God's grace. So conclusion, so how can we lead our life to be successful or fruitful? So I think the first thing is humble yourself, ourselves, by becoming obedient to death. So if we obedient to death, what cannot do, right? We can do everything. So the Satan is always tempt us by the student case tempt. So falsify your some data, publish good paper, and you copy some idea from without any citation. Okay, always the tempt. Okay, so we have to overcome that one. And then after your graduation, and many people pursue some money, right? So mammon, right? So money over pressure, the pressure. Okay, worldly pressure, and try to buy some good apartment or a good car. Okay, want to educate your son and daughter in good universities. Okay, and some good thing is in the Korean, some interesting story is, so some gentleman, when he married, he bought some apartment having one bathroom. Okay, right, some 26 some pyong in Korean unit, right? Small or, and then next his goal in life is try to buy larger apartment having 2 bathrooms. Okay, and then he worked very hard, and then eventually he can or she can buy the apartment with 3 bedrooms. Wow. After that, he died, and then he came to God. What was your achievement in your life? Father, I purchased the big apartment with 3 bedrooms. So are you think that satisfies God? Probably not. Right? So the Jesus mentioned what is the great commandment. The first is love your father with all your heart, mind, and the soul, because our Father loves, because He sent His the only Son, Jesus Christ. God and Jesus Christ is eventually the same, the one body. He died for us. Also, the second one is love yourself, your neighbors, okay, your colleagues, brothers, sisters, as your body within Jesus Christ, the gospel. So you following 3 things, you can overcome any temptation from Satan, and also God will be pleased by your fruitful life. So the last figure is Jesus' obedience to death on the cross. Let us pray.